going through medical school, one of the farthest hospitals we had our rotations was the pediatrics hospital. My friend Anolu Ojo and I always take this particular bus to go to that hospital, and the bus takes us through a usual route, so much that we have mastered that route. And so we took that same bus one day, and they began to take us through a route. For me, it was a route. But my friend Anu was the first to notice that, come, this is a different route. And as much as it was taking us through a non-familiar route, we both agreed that we trust the driver to take us to our destination. With the number of people in the bus, at least it won't take us somewhere else. Now I know that my friends who are in Nigeria may disagree with this concept, especially knowing that there's a concept called one chance in Nigeria. I'm sure most of you can relate. Now, why we trust the driver was particularly because we trust the system. And you see, that scenario was just an allegory of life. I mean, that is how life can be. Because many times what we expect isn't always the reality, and our lives don't usually go the way we plan. And this particularly for those of us who are meticulous planners, and we have a sketch of what we think our life should look like and the direction we think it should go. And many times life just don't go in those directions. And we begin to question especially the promise of God. And for Christians, you would know what it says in Jeremiah 29 verse 11, where it says, "For I know the thoughts I have towards you, thoughts of good and not of evil, to give you an expected end," if you read from King James Version. And you begin to question, how does this match? How do I juxtapose the reality of my life to what he has promised? But again, one must question, has it spoken about the purpose or the process? Is it talking about the destination or the route? So when it says to you, "I know the plans I have towards you to give you an expected end," did he say anything about the process? And so the next question to ask is, are you in his car? Is he your driver? And if he is your driver, we would also have to question, do you trust him or you trust the route that you know? Okay, let me put it better this way. Do you have a parameter of how you think God should operate? Because when you do, many times God simply cannot be boxed by your thinking, your definition of him, and so he operates many times outside of those parameters. And because he does, you simply will conclude that this cannot be God. Again, are you in his car? Is it him you trust or the route? Because if you then trust God, like we did trust the driver, we sat gently and put our back, against the chair, and we waited gently till he took us there. So it means many times you would not be in a place of apprehension when things are seemingly not going the way you want it to go. Now, that doesn't mean you would rest and fold your arms, but it just means you will be at peace, knowing that God is taking your life through the route he has chosen. And this is what I say to myself many times when I don't understand. I say my faith is in God and not what God can do, because I have a limited understanding of what God can do. And so many times when he operates outside my intellectual deduction, my Aristotelian thinking, and everything that I seem to know about him, because I see a new face of him every day. So my question again to you is, do you trust the driver? Is God your driver? So if you like the video you just watched, simply share on every social media outlet that you have so that people can see this video and get to benefit from this message. And you can also subscribe to this channel as a Yoruba boy. This channel.